Hey guys, so I went a little crazy. Um, so I have been going to the Multnomah County Library sale since I moved here to Portland, and my box that's open. I mean, I put all the books up here, but anyways, I have a book haul. Um, so I usually just go on like Sunday or Monday or whatever. But since Monday, I'm actually working this Monday, which I don't typically do. And I only had Saturday and Sunday available to go. And then I was like, oh, it's going to be so busy. And so I just became a friend of the library because Friday nights, the library sale is open to friends of the library. So uh, I paid a little bit of money to become a member of the friend of the library. So I was like, I was debating it. And then at the end, I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm just giving money to the library. Like, is that a bad thing? I don't really think so. So I have 34 things. I feel like library book sales are really, really good to get books that are like a little bit more hyped that you're not really sure of. All of them cost $2 for each one of these books. So this isn't like the cheapest library book sale, but I feel like all of the books are in like super great condition. Some of them are remainders, but besides that, they're like brand new basically. So I will show them to you now. And yes, there's a lot. So the first one that I have is Kokoro, and this is by Natsume Soseki, and translated by Edwin McClellan. I don't really know. I just saw this and was like, hey, that looks like a good idea. Um, and then at the end, when I had like much more than this, and I was trying to kind of get rid of some stuff. On the back, it says that Soseki is one of the most widely read authors in Japan. So I feel like, and then at the back it says the subject of Kokoro, which can be translated as the heart of things or as feeling. So I just feel like, that was all I really needed to know, just translated, whatever. I found Wool by Hugh Howey, and look how nice and beautiful. So I'm really excited to read that. I found Jesus the Son by Dennis Johnson, which is great because this is one of the books on the 30 before 30 list, I think, or 25 before 25, which even though I'm not like trying to do really aggressively, I still want to read all the books. So that is very exciting. The Stranger by Albert Camus, and this is translated by Matthew Ward. I'm pretty sure I don't have this on my shelf, but I'll find out when I go to shelf it. And then I got The Key by Junichiro Tanizaki. And this is at Vintage International. I I picked up one random Vintage International at the last library book sale, and I like loved it. So now I just kind of like trust them. And this is translated from Japanese by Howard Hibbett. And on the front, it just says a story about sex and marriage that is as explicit as any novel on the theme since Lady Chatterley's Lover. I haven't read Lady Chatterley's Lover, but whatever. It looks like a good time. And then I have Speak Memory by Vladimir Nabokov. And I don't know if this is, it's probably just written in English since it's an autobiography. So I'll just say that's what the situation is for now. Then I found Ha Jin, no, The Crazed by Ha Jin, which is the author of Waiting, and I got Waiting at another library book, so I haven't read it yet. But I just feel like I'm gonna really like Ha Jin's writing, so I decided to just get it. I feel like The Crazed sounds like a good time, right? And this is translated. Is this not translated? This is embarrassing. Did Hajin write this in English? Um, all right, so okay, no, it's probably written in English. This is so embarrassing. And then I found a book by David Lodge, The British Museum is Falling Down. I read Death Sentence by sorry, he's British, and it has the word British in the title. I read Death Sentence by David Lodge probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and I really, really liked it. He's like a super smart professor type who's very clever with words, and so I kind of just pick up his books when I see them for cheap. So that's what I did. Then I have A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. I read The Kite Runner last year or the year before, and it blew my mind. So very, very pumped to see this. Then I have The Wordy Shipmates by Sarah Vowell. One of the lady, like, when I was going through my stack the lady that was next to me was like, oh, I wouldn't really recommend that one. She says that this isn't a very good one, but I have another feeling that I'm just going to really like Sarah Vowell, so I'm like, whatever. I'd rather buy it for $2 than for $16, you know? And then I have Salman Rushdie. I feel like Salman Rushdie is right. This is the Titanic Verses. I don't own anything by him, I don't think, unless I bought it at a library sale. Usually the books that I don't remember if I own or not are ones that I get at library sales because I'm like in a craze when I'm picking all of the things up and being very excited. Also, I just wanted to mention before I keep going, this video is going to be super long. There was like a bunch of dudes that were just waiting at the front of the line and then just rushed the graphic novel section, which was really frustrating. And they just like pick up whole stacks and don't even go through them. And it's like, can I look too, please? I didn't because there was nothing by the time they were done, and it just was too much anxiety. Anyways, then I have White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. This is also on the 30 Before 30 list, I think. How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. I told y'all there's a lot of books. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins is the movie tie-in edition, but you know, whatever. Towards the end, I feel like this one and is it here at the bottom? Yeah. So nope. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Okay, so at the very end, I also got Beautiful Ruins by Jess Welter. I had these two books plus The Miniaturist and Water for Elephants in my hand, and I was very conflicted because all of these I feel like are super hyped books, and I wasn't really sure if I should read them or not, but I read the first paragraph of each of the books to kind of get a sense a little bit, and I feel like, you know, these seemed more agreeable to my taste, I guess, than the Miniaturist. I feel like the Miniaturist has seemed to have the same problem that the Gollum and the Ginny did with regards to the language that the author was using, like just trying too hard to make it sound beautiful, and I feel like these seemed a little bit more like I like simple writing. Okay, guys. Anyways, I'm getting you too much information. I have The Number One Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith, and I'm really, really bummed because they had like 1 through 6 or 7, and they're brand new for $2, but I was just like, I cannot get all of these. It's sick. Like, there's no reason for me to buy the whole series that I've never read. So I just got the first one, even though I'm annoyed because, like, when else are you going to buy brand new books for $2? Then I have High Fidelity by Nick Hornby. The Boys in the Boat by Daniel James Brown. This is the story of, it says 9 Americans and their epic quest for gold at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. I think this was turned into a movie recently, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I didn't look tons at the nonfiction, unfortunately, because I was like so overwhelmed when I went to the fiction section. And then I have Of Love and Other Demons by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and this is translated by Edith Grossman. And Special Topics in Calamity Physics by Marisha Pessel. They had Night Film 2, which I wanted to get, but it was an ARC copy, and I don't know. I don't really love ARC copies of things. I don't think that they're like I like finished copies of books, so I'm just picky, I guess. And then I got a Christopher Moore book, Practical Demon Keeping. I was going to say demonkeying. That's not right. Demon Keeping. And this is his debut novel. I don't know if any of you have read him. I have not. But when I worked at Barnes & Noble, I had to shelve him all the time. And he seems like what I would like those Janet Ivanovich books that I got rid of to do, kind of like a very fun, easy, dumb kind of read that's not stupidly written. So that's what I'm sensing this is based on the way that it looks. And hopefully I'm right. I'm, whatever. I got Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. Why not? The Tsar's Dwarf by Peter H. Fogdahl, translated by Nina Nunali. I don't really know. I have no idea, but who can pass that up, right? I agree with you. This chunker, The Rise of American Democracy, Jefferson to Lincoln, because I need to start reading more history things. I feel like I'm losing my brain, like I'm not learning things, you know. And then I got The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Hopefully I don't have this already. I don't think so. Brain on Fire by Susanna Callahan. I feel like everyone was raving about this one, and it sounds super interesting. So excited. I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Also, again, everyone talks about this all the time, and I've never read it. The Reluctant Fundamentalists by Mohsin Hamid. I'm pretty sure he's the guy who just wrote Exit West. Don't quote me on that though, and this is a hardcover of this book, so it's not going to have it on the inside. But I am so excited to read this book, okay? And the last thing that I have is this weird little tiny thing called Further Adventures in the Restless Universe. I saw the title and it reminded me of Hitchhiker's, The Hitchhiker's Guide. And this is stories by Dawn Raffel. I assume that she is, yeah, she's just American. And so, yeah, they're just like super, super tiny. So hopefully this is something that I read like immediately. Yeah, so I feel like, oh, and then, so that was all the things. I picked 30 books, but then as I was walking up to the register, I was passing by the anthologies. And y'all know I have a problem right now with these things. So I got 4 copies of Tin House. I probably would have gotten more if there were more, but thankfully there were only 4. So this is issue 65 called Theft. Look at that. Oh, these are beautiful. Issue 64, Summer Reading. Issue 62, Winter Reading. And issue 53, Portland, Brooklyn. So yeah, I'm really pumped. I got to add, oh gosh, there's too many books. So this was, I was really not trying to get this many things, but I haven't bought any books in such a long time. I kind of just like lost it. I feel like it's really important to be buying a little bit of books every once in a while, because if not, you could just lose it and just go crazy and buy too many. I'm still probably going to go to Indie Bookstore Day next weekend, so you're probably going to see another book haul from me, because I just really, really want to do that. It's like a challenge. And then I'm probably just not going to buy anything for a very long time unless I like need to. I do need to get the 4th book in the Hitchhiker's series, because I'm on that one and I don't own it, but I own the 5th one. So anyways, probably too much information for you. Yeah, I just love library book sales. Don't you love them? I don't know. I feel like it's great because you can get like super hyped books like Beautiful Ruins, but then you can get like weird crap that you've never heard of. Like I've never heard of this book before. Mostly those like weird ones. I try to get like ones that are translated. I feel like this is definitely not a very translated pile. There are some like Asian things in here though, so that's good. I feel like mostly Japanese though, so I'm probably, my goal for Indie Bookstore Day is probably gonna either only buy translated or nonfiction. So like either nonfiction books or translated books is going to be my goal, I think, because I would like each shelf to be one continent. Like that would just be fantastic. But right now it's like so much United States. It's really bums me out. So anyways, I just ruined it a little bit more and I just can't stop talking, can I? Bye bye guys. This is horrible.